What do you think I'm making here, huh? Let's see, a pork sirloin roast and my amazing crock pot. I'm making pulled pork. It's gonna be awesome, and I figured I would do a video on it and show you guys how I did it. Okay, so how I'm gonna do this is I'm gonna take the meat, and I've made this dry rub, and it's mostly like smoked, like paprika. It's got pepper, salt, which is a flake salt. It's got dried onions. I'll make a recipe, a video at some point and show you, because I've been doing a lot of smoking, which that was my last video. I showed you that smoker and I've been loving it. So I have switched where pretty much the majority of my spices, and I order them online, are Pence's. And I love their spices. They are amazing. And what I found is I had spices, seriously, that were like 5 years old. And so I just threw all my old spices away. And you're supposed to replace your spices every year, you know. And a lot of those have chemicals and stuff in them. And if you're holding on to them for many years, they, for one, are going to ruin the taste of your food. And for another, you're not going to get the right taste. It's going to be bitter or something. So I suggest, if you haven't done it, it changed my cooking, and I've just really enjoyed messing around with all the different spices. So I'm going to put this roasted garlic, some lemon peel, which I love this, and then some of my dry rub and this Pence's, which is going to make it a little bit more smoky. I'm going to then put it in the crock pot, and I'm going to add like probably a cup of this apple juice, and then just let it go on high until, you know, probably for 5 hours, because it's 11:20 now, and I'd like to eat around 5:30. So that's kind of the plan. And then once I shred it in like 5-6 hours, then I'll put in the barbecue sauce and let it cook for another hour in there. So I'll show you that process. So this is how much I've put on. I'm going to rub it in and then turn it over and put about that same amount on. So, you know, a couple tablespoons of this mix, and then just sprinkling on the other ones, just so it's got a generous coating on there. And then in my crock pot, I can sear on my stove and then put it back on. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to sear the roast on my stove top. So I'll show you what that looks like after I've finished the dry rub. So I've got this olive oil, and here's the insert for my crock pot. So I'm just going to do a couple swirls around, heat that up, and then just put that roast in there and sear it on all sides. So I'm going to cut up some onion and put it in there with the roast while it's sizzling. So let me get that chopped up. So it's browned on one side, and the onions are starting to sweat out. So I'm going to let it cook just about another minute and get it in the crock pot. Okay, so I put about a cup and a half of this organic apple juice in there. The pan was still sizzling. The onions were, you know, sweated out, and then I browned both edges, and I've got it on high, and I just got it for 6 hours, so we'll see. Okay, so the roast is done. It took 4 hours. I'm just taking all of the meat off of the bone, because it had a bone, and then shredding it up. And then I took the liquid that was in there and put it in this fat separator. So after I'm done shredding all of the pork, I'll put some of the juice back in, and then I'm gonna put some spices and the barbecue sauce in. So I'll show you that in just a second. Okay, all of the pork roast is in there. And so I'm going to add some of this liquid back in. About a cup. Then let's test it. See, it'll soak that juice back up. And after you take it off the bone, there's not a lot of fat. So I'll put some more in. So that's more like a cup of liquid total, because I think that's a 2-cup measuring. So that's good. You can just see that there's just a little bit of juice. And then I'm gonna add, this is the honey barbecue that I like. I have some of that, and then I have another one that I'll show you that I bought that's really smoky, but I don't like using it by itself, so I mix it with that. This is the other J. Wilbur brand. It's a hickory smoke barbecue, and it's really smoky, but when you mix the two of them together, I like that a lot. And then I put a little bit of honey in there just to give it a little bit more sweetness and to keep it sticky. So I'll get that mixed up and I'll show you what it looks like. So my mixture is about 1/4 of a cup of honey, 1/4 a cup of this smoky barbecue, and then a cup of the honey barbecue, the sweet Baby Ray's. And I like the consistency, it looks good. I'm gonna put it on low and let it just cook for another 2 hours before the Seahawks game. I'm trying to remember to record. I'm making the coleslaw. So here's my, just a basic coleslaw recipe, and this is just classic. So you do the same amount of vinegar as you do sugar, and the pure cane sugar seems to work the best. You can do the organic, but this is what I had right now. About a teaspoon of horseradish, or however you like it. It gives it just this little kick, but you can't really tell that it's horseradish. And then mayonnaise, and you mix it up till it's really smooth. And what I like to do is mix up the sauce first, and then I'm gonna do cabbage, carrots, I'm gonna do some red peppers and some green onions. And I've got a purple cabbage and a green cabbage, and I'm just gonna cut them up and put them in there and let them kind of like pickle in there. So I want to do the carrot and the red pepper and the green onion in there first, so they can take on the flavor, and then I'll put the cabbage in and let it set for a while. I'll show you when it's all done. Okay, just to finish it out, here's what we have left of the pulled pork. It was a hit. I made the coleslaw, that worked out good. And then we had we had Hawaiian rolls and then wheat rolls, and we did some damage. And everybody had a really good time. How was the pulled pork, Con?
Good. Very good.
Look at this deliciousness.
Oh, right there. Ooh. We need, wait. The lighting. There we go.
Lighting.
Cool.
Make sure my toenails aren't in that.
Okay. You don't want to see his toenails. They are jacked up. So it was a good day. Got some videos in. Got to share with you guys. Hope you enjoyed. Have a great day.